Hey there, Shalom. So, I wanted to bring this up. Because a lot of people are deceived out there. So let me tell you straight up. Let me tell you something straight up. Yah, he gave us a way to measure time. Okay, for example, those that were in the school of Daniel, the prophet Daniel, they knew how to measure, and they knew how to measure time, and they knew how to understand the movement of the stars and things like that. So they knew approximately where and when the Messiah would be born. Though they were a little bit late, but they knew the general, timeline, because they understood the keeping of time and the watching of time. Now, let me tell you something that people don't know, but that the people that are in the Hebrew roots do know. The feast of Yom Teruah, the feast of blasts, the feast of the feast of loud noise making, or the feast of yelling, or the day, the blasting of the shofars. The feast of Yom Teruah is a feast that it is said that no one knows neither the time nor the hour nor blah blah blah, that only the Father, because that is one of the feasts that is always landing on a different day. Okay, it's always inconsistent. Okay, it's always, every single time, every single year, it pops up on a different day and time. Okay, so Yom Teruah, the feast of the shofars, the feast of blasting, most will incorrectly call it the feast of trumpets. Let me tell you, the Israelites did not use trumpets. Okay, I make this video because people are out there saying that they're hearing trumpets. Let me tell you something. The Messiah will come on the sounding of the last feast of Yom Teruah that is on Yah's timeline, okay? The very last shofar blast, the very last of the feasts of Yom Teruah on Messiah and Yah's predestined allotted time, okay? So Messiah knows that he's coming at the end of Yom Teruah. He just doesn't know exactly what day that is, because Yom Teruah always lands on a different day. Okay? So people out there saying that they're hearing trumpets, look, the Melachim, the angels, don't use trumpets, okay? They, if anything, they have shofars. They use something that is within the cultural, they don't use things of the enemy, okay? They don't use Roman things, okay? So people out there saying that they're hearing trumpets, or that they're waiting for the last trump, or that the trump, this goofball of a guy that's in office, the last trump. Let me tell you something. It's gonna be shofars, and it's gonna be Yom Teruah, and it's gonna be the last feast of Yom Teruah on the Creator's timeline, okay? It will be at the end of the age when He decides, and it's already been decided. Now, for example, if the prophet Daniel were around right now, he could tell us, like, oh, this is how much time, is blah blah blah, because he understood the measuring of time. He understood the counting of the time and the stars and things like that. So he would have known approximately how close we would be if he were still around right now. Okay? Sorry, I'm combing my hair because it just looks gnarly. So anyways, if you're out there hearing some trumpets or something, you know, I doubt any of the messengers of Yah are going around, using trumpets. Okay, don't fall for like this Jesuit, futurism doctrine. Okay, that many look into it, people. This Jesuit doctrine of dispensationalism and futurism is garbage doctrine, and many of you believe it. So look into it yourselves, and look into, for example, the school of the disciples of Daniel, and how they measured time, and how they knew the approximate coming of the Messiah, the child. Okay? Look this up, people. Shalom.